Hello everybody and welcome back to Well Worth It channel. So today in this video I'd like to talk about WWE and why having a championship is more irrelevant than ever. So the first person I'll bring up in this video is the Women's United States Champion, Julia. So she's a two-time United States champion. And she beat Chelsea Green on January 1st, 2026 to win her second United States Championship. Since then, she's only had one title defense against Alexa Bliss on January 9th, where she defeated Alexa Bliss. Since then, she's been booked in tag team matches, the Royal Rumble, and qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. So why did they even bother putting the title back on her? It's not making her look good. It's not making her look strong. It's not even making the title look relevant at all. It's making it look less relevant, And that's ridiculous because Julia's a good talent. She was booked better in NXT, honestly, and even a lot better in Stardom. But that's not even part of this video. I'm not going to talk about Stardom. So another title that's basically irrelevant today is the Intercontinental Championship. It's been held by Dominic Mysterio for a long time, and it just changed hands on Monday Night Raw to Penta. Good for Penta, but you know what? Just because we like somebody, we don't give them a title. A better storyline would have been a lot better off for Penta or Dominic Mysterio. So what do you guys think? Do you think Penta should have won? Or do you think they should have had Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio? Because as we see, Finn Balor is kind of turning face and the Judgment Day is about to implode. I think a better storyline or WrestleMania match would have been Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Don't just hand it over to Penta. What's going to happen to Penta now? Is he going to be booked like Julia? Probably. Let's see. Now, the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes held it for a long time, and then he lost it to Drew McIntyre, which I was in support of because Drew McIntyre has been doing the best work of his whole career since he turned heel in 2024. And I just don't think Triple H likes him very much. We all know that Triple H has his favorites. People like Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, the Usos, all the fan favorites. But it's pretty clear that he has a problem with Drew Mac. So everybody knows that Drew's going to lose the title on SmackDown. It's going to go right back to Cody Rhodes, and we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, which will be a great match. We all wanted to see that match, including myself. But in my opinion, they should have had that match done already. Cody is a two-time world champion in WWE now, and he's about to become a three-time. Why do you have to wait till the third time to give this match? Why do you have to do Drew McIntyre dirty for this? Who loses the championship this early going into WrestleMania, especially somebody of Drew McIntyre's caliber? This man deserves a lot better. It's not just deserve it, he's earned it. Talking about people who earned stuff. In my opinion, LA Knight has earned a lot that he hasn't gotten from the company, I'm sure you guys probably agree with that. There's so many LA Knight fans out there. Now, a big problem that WWE does is as soon as a wrestler starts to get fans, they turn them face. LA Knight, for example, he was a heel. He's actually really funny on the mic as a heel. But as soon as the audience started clapping for him, they changed his character and turned him into a face. And to me, he's been boring since that. But, That's Triple H for you. He thinks he just has to turn everybody for the audience. Now, another person I'd like to talk about, Rhea Ripley. I don't think she's all that. I don't think that she should be able to just, dictate her matches. I think the stuff with Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, what they're saying, it's probably part work, part not. Now, Jade Cargill said that, Rhea's going behind the scenes and talking to creative. That wouldn't surprise me because that's what wrestlers did back in the day. John Cena did that all the time. He was always in Vince's ear. Triple H was always in Vince's ear. That's why it's called politicking, as you guys probably know. But why is it okay to just keep putting this title on her? Like, she's not that good on the mic. Yeah, everybody loves her. I think she's a good wrestler, but she's not that good. She's really not. She's good in the ring. Yeah, a little clunky, but put her on the mic and she will bore you. And what is this with her and Io Sky? Like, friends don't hug, friends hug, but friends don't do what they do on TV. It's like lingering hugs. It's ridiculous. It looks more like a female relationship that's something more than a friendship to me. But what can I say? Triple H loves it. He's booking for the 12-year-olds. It's pretty clear. Pretty clear he's booking for 12-year-olds. Look at Jey Uso. They're stopping the Royal Rumble to yeet. They're stopping the Elimination Chamber so the fans can yeet. It's childish. It really is childish. And I think WWE has to get back to their roots. Now, I look at Trick Williams and what they're going to do with him. He came in strong. He's a heel. His booking has actually been good. Whoever his booking agent is doing him good. Now, if they allow him to turn face, they allow them to turn him face, in my opinion, that's a bad call. At least right now. Give it some time, Just because the audience is cheering for him doesn't mean you have to turn him face. What would they have done back in the day, if they just did that with, let's say, like the $1 Million Man? Or even Diesel, Kevin Nash, all these people. In the old days, when the heels were heels, they were real heels. They'd talk crap to the audience. If the audience started clapping for them, they would make sure the audience would turn against them. And I think Roman's actually good at that, but he's face now, so I don't know. He's kind of in the middle. Like the promo on Raw, I think Roman was kind of more heelish until the end, until CM Punk was talking about burying Roman next to his father. That was a heel line. But CM Punk is another one he's really good on the mic, not the best in the ring, but I enjoy CM Punk because he actually makes me watch the TV instead of fall asleep. Now, another problem they have is just hiring everybody's friends. WWE is a nepotism business. They're all about nepotism. They're not about, hard work and putting it in. Because if they were, LA Knight would have already won Money in the Bank or something else. He would have already been a world champion. It's clear that Triple H doesn't like LA Knight either. He doesn't want anybody to be as good of a heel as he was back in, the mid-2000s, early 2000s. He doesn't want anybody to be a good heel. I don't know why. They don't want to tell stories anymore. They're lazy. I think Vince Russo is telling better stories than JCW Lunacy. I really do. I know a lot of you guys don't like Vince Russo, and some of his stuff is stupid, I gotta admit. But look at what he did during the Attitude Era. He was responsible for the Attitude Era. Nobody can tell me otherwise because he was. I'm a Vince Russo fan, and it is what it is. But he can book better than Triple H. I think even Tony Khan is booking better than Triple H right now. At least his story on AEW television. I'm not as big of a fan as AEW because I grew up watching WWE my whole life. I watch AEW occasionally, but I follow wrestlers, and I like wrestlers, and I like the whole thing. I like NWA, I like TNA, I like it all. And I think if TNA is not careful, they're gonna fall apart because of WWE. And another thing, Danhausen's debut. I like Danhausen. When I first saw him in AEW, I didn't like him, but he grew on me. I started thinking he was funny, but he's another one that's booked for the 12-year-olds. Now, his debut, in my opinion, should have been on NXT because most of WWE audience doesn't know who Danhausen is. And why did he go right to the main roster and Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and all these other people, they had to go through NXT. You know, Julia and Stephanie Vacker, they had a very fast going on in NXT. Sean Spears, he's been stuck there. He probably will never make the main roster. I'm worried about Ethan Page, and I'm worried about Ricky Saints. I'm more worried about Ethan Page because he's the best on the mic out of all of them, hands down. And he's in his mid-30s now, and I think WWE main roster sees him as a jobber. And it's not cool. It's really not, because All Ego should be All Ego. And he should be on the main roster. And he shouldn't just be a jobber. And it's not cool seeing what they said about Chelsea Green on the Unreal series, because she is probably the best female on the roster. Not in ring. She's pretty good in the ring, but put her on the mic, her character work is hands down better than anybody. You can't tell me that Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Stephanie Vacker, or any of them, none of them. You can put any of them next to Chelsea Green, and her character work is way above all of them. And so let's talk Jade Cargill for a minute. I know a lot of you guys probably don't like her. Some of you might. I do. I actually do. I think her promos as a heel are good. I think she's probably a heel in real life. And I don't think she should lose that title to Rhea. I don't. I really don't. I think that Triple H just wants to put that title on Rhea for whatever reason. And I think Jade knows it, and that's why a lot of this stuff is coming out on social media. And what's going to happen anyways with Io Sky after this? She's not going to be a world champion. She might. She was before, but even when she had the belt the last time, she wasn't booked very good. And what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss? Because we know that when they put Charlotte Flair with Alexa Bliss, that was to get fans to like Charlotte Flair. And it's just ridiculous. They use these women that people like to get the other ones over. It's not cool. In my opinion, that's not worth it. And what's going on with Royce Keys, guys? They're saying they got plans for him. They don't have plans for him. They do, they don't. If they had plans for him, he would have been on TV. They just keep playing the same story over and over from the Stephanie McMahon podcast. I think it's ridiculous. Let's see him in a match. Let's see what's going on with him. Let's make it worth it for him to leave AEW to WWE. But that's it, guys. I don't have much more to say. I hope that Drew Mack doesn't lose this title on Friday, but I truly believe in my heart that he will. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. In my opinion, he should be going into WrestleMania with that title, and it should be him and Randy Orton. You know, him versus Jacob Fatu would have been a good match too, but the problem is WWE booked themselves into this mess. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes will be a great match, a great story, but they're rushing it now. One of them needs to be healed. They're both faces, and Randy Orton's a great, great heel. But Cody is too. Watch his old stuff. That's it, guys. Like, follow, and subscribe. I hope that was well worth it.